Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. What was the last one we saw? Asaktihi anavishvangaha putradara grihadishu. With reference to spouse, with reference to house, and what else? Children, putra, and adi padat, other things, whatever possessions one has, mobile phone, all this. It's not without any reason it is called iPhone. These companies are very, very clever. They want you to become one with the phone. That's why it's called what? iPhone, iMac, iPad. And if it is lost, iSad, iMad. It's all very, very clever. The identification is complete. So, this is where we have seen. Then, the next one, Nityam Samachittatvam. Nityam means what? Always. Always what is there? Equanimity. When Ishta Upapattishu and Anishta Upapattishu. Ishta Upapattishu means what? When a substance that I love is gained. What do I do? Yes, jump up and down. Jump up. And then when something I don't want comes, then I complain, rail, rant, get upset, blame myself, blame other people. Become very difficult. And so this is not conducive for jnanam. Jnanam here means what? Jnanam means jnayate anena iti jnanam. That because of which something is understood. So these 20 qualities and attitudes and values lead one indirectly to jnana. And if it's not there, it is very difficult for jnanam to be attained, to be assimilated. So nityam samachittatvam ishta anishta upapattishu. When ishta is gained, I don't lose my composure. When anishta is gained, I also don't lose my composure. Mai cha ananya yogena avyabhicharini bhaktihi. Mai bhaktihi. First, just simple things. Mai means in me. Who is the in me? Lord, Ishvara, Bhagavan, Krishna here. Mai in me bhaktihi. Bhakti means what? Devotion. What kind of devotion? Avyabhicharini. Avyabhicharini bhakti and ananya bhakti. The word bhakti is qualified by two other words, adjectives. One is ananya. Ananya means what? Na anya, non-separate. It's not like Ishvara, where are you? That kind of bhakti we saw in the 7th chapter. What are there? Artha, Artharthi. Yeah. So now, obviously we are not talking of a jnani here. It's a jnani who wants to, jnani wannabe. And so, what are we talking about? Jigyasu bhakta. Ananya bhakti here is almost ananya bhakti. Striving towards ananya bhakti. letting go more and more of Artha Bhakti and Artharthi Bhakti. Yes, sometimes one is in the Artha mode, something scary happens. One runs to temple, one runs to some place of worship, one runs to one Ishtadevata, nothing wrong. But the vision is much more nuanced now. The vision is much more, what is that, like, fill in the blanks. All the colors are filled and it's much more fuller. It's like a painting which has been filled in. It's not just an outline or a concept. That Bhagavan is not just sitting in this particular form, in this particular temple, at this particular place, pilgrimage place, etc. That is very, very clearly understood in the heart. Still, maybe the heart, by the dint of association and by the dint of habit, may go back to that Artha level or Artharthi level. Artha means helpless, where Bhagavan is on emergency number. So just like police, fire, etc., similarly Bhagavan is also on emergency number. Once in a while one thinks of Bhagavan, or out of desperation Bhagavan is thought of because there is nowhere else to go. It is valid, nothing wrong. And then sometimes one makes a deal with Bhagavan, very common in India, and make me pass in the exams, and then I will give you, oh goddess, I will give you what? A sari. And what does she say? She says, yeah, coconut is not enough. It's a very big exam. She will not settle for anything less than a sari. If you give coconut, she will say, very, very sorry. Not happening. So this is the feeling that one has. That okay, the higher the premium, the more should be offered. How important that exam is for that person, more is offered. That also nothing wrong. Nothing wrong at all. But one is, for the most part, in the jignasu mode, once in a while go off into artharthi mode, because it's all not a linear progression. Spiritual growth is anything but linear. Anything but linear. Usually it is one step forward and what? 2 steps back. Sometimes it feels like 10 steps back, but it's not. It's more like you just go and you are progressing. One is progressing. But it feels like walking through molasses, walking through quicksand. Because one is not able to discern one's own progress. So the bhakti also evolves. First it is give me bhakti. And then it is me bhakti. It is just me. Everything is me. All is me. So ananya bhakti. I know you are non-separate from me. At least I can appreciate it on some level. Ananya bhakti. Ananya is important, but Ananya, there is some room for growing into Ananya. But the other one also is important. What is that? Avyabhicharini. Vyabhicharini means comes and goes. Avyabhicharini stays. Sthira bhakti. Mai ananya yogena. Yogena means joining that. Bhakti is what? Avyabhicharini bhakti. Ananya bhakti. Nityancha samatichittatvam ishtanishtomapattishu maicha ananya yogena bhaktiravyavicharini. Then vivikta desha sevitvam. Sevitvam, the ability to entertain, to enjoy. What? Vivikta desha. Vivikta desha means places that are not too much populated. Otherwise, what happens? You just go to one mela and then you sit for meditation with all the loudspeakers blaring and the children screaming with happiness because they are going on some amusement ride, and then people haggling over the prices and everything. That is a good place. If I want to visit the Mela, then it is a fine place. If I want to go and then be around people, that's a good place. But if I want to work on myself, and if I want to have more of a, what is that called, an inward experience, that is a distraction. That's not a good place at all. So if I go to the fair, or if I go to some big yatra, that coward and all, they take these big water pots, they take and they bathe Neelkant, and then they go to the Ganga, get the water. Very beautiful, but then also extremely festive and social. So this, the Lord says, is not very conducive for emotional maturity, for spiritual growth, because in the process of studying Vedanta, the unconscious comes out. Even if I say stay, go down, go back, wherever you are, stay there, don't come out. It does come out. Because finally it is safe enough to feel unsafe. It does come out. But it's a welcoming thing. That means one is growing. If it comes out, if there is difficulty, if there is pain, if there is emotional, whatever that is called, dark night of the soul, etc., that one is going through, it's something which is to be celebrated. It's actually wonderful. That means I'm growing. That means I'm feeling things for the first time. This is a very welcome thing. But when these intense things are going on, then what does the heart crave? A certain safe spaces, to visit safe spaces. And what are they? Vivikta, free of the crowded places. Because in crowded places there is just the hustle, bustle, etc. In any case, nobody is going to understand you, nobody cares. Imagine, you go to a crowded place and you try telling people, I'm studying Vedanta and some emotions are coming out. What are they going to understand? They'll say, okay, go, whatever. They won't understand. Nobody will understand. Outside this room, nobody will understand. Only people who are going through intensely, taking this seriously, it's not just some kind of a, just a dabbling thing, only they will understand. And they will give you the space. If you acknowledge that, if you say, yes, these days I'm not fit for transaction, they will understand. I'm not fit for vyavahara, give me some space. Or people go into maunam. See, this is again another form of vivikta. Vivikta means, the distinct spaces which can offer a little bit of a safe haven to process some of the strong feelings that have never been looked into because I didn't even know they were there. They have suddenly come out, because where did they come out from? It would look like, oh, this person is the cause, that person is the cause, God is the cause. No, it was all there within. It was all there. And what happened now is that it is safe enough for these triggers and for these feelings to be looked at dispassionately with love and embraced. So therefore, a very important part of jnanam here means jnayate anena, that which leads to jnanam, is vivikta desha sevitvam. And even though in the beginning it might feel lonely, like, oh my God, I just feel so isolated, I just feel like nobody is there or whatever. Over time, the Lord says, aratihi janasamsadi, a love for, aratihi means, ratihi means love, aratihi means a kind of a dispassion, a kind of a not seeking, janasamsadi, companionship of people will slowly arise. Not seeking doesn't mean not enjoying. If it is there and I am in a place to enjoy, I enjoy, but I don't need somebody's companionship. I don't always need to be in a group of people to entertain myself. This is the culmination of taking Vedanta seriously, and which is actually wonderful, because you know what happens as a result is that I become free. I'm not dependent on somebody, to go somewhere, dependent on somebody to go for a walk, dependent on somebody to enjoy something. It's like that man who, a very stressed out CEO of a major company, went to the guru on the top of the hill. Fictional story, made up, okay, not a true story. So then he went to the wise man on the top of the hill, and he said, I'm just so anxious, so stressed, so messed up, I don't know what to do. And the wise guru said, you need some solitude. What's that? He says, well, you should just go to a place like a nature resort somewhere. You don't like the money, you have everything. Go somewhere and go trekking, go camping, go hiking. And then what should I do? Because he has no concept of what to do when he goes there. He says, no, just go sit, breathe in the air and just chill. Chill plus relax. Chillax. And then so very being an obedient Shishya, he trots off into some kind of a park and goes there and then sits on the bench. And then what? Then he's restless because he's not used to this. And then he's very happy. First for 2 seconds he's happy. This solitude is good, it's working on me, very nice. Then he whips out his cell phone, sees that actually there are 2 bars, calls his friend. This solitude is wonderful, the only thing missing is you. If you were here, your solitude would be complete. Actually, it would not be solitude at all. And so like that, that craving for companionship is gone. That doesn't mean that I'm averse to companionship. If it is there, I enjoy. If it is not there also, I am the same. Aratihi jana samsadi. Adhyatma jnana nityatvam. Adhyatma jnana Vedanta. Nityatvam means Shravanam. Nitya Sevanam. Nitya Sevanam means the daily dose, the always being immersed in what? In Vedanta. Because it is what? Even a short break, if it is not managed properly, can be dangerous. In the beginning stages. After a while, it's okay. But in the beginning, you say, I'll take a break. And then the break, becomes a break. Sometimes that's what happens. Because there is not enough staying power in the fledgling mind when one is just started to study. And so a little more exposure is needed for one to not swerve or just stray away from Adhyatma Jnana. So Nityatvam means Nitya Sevanam, daily Shravanam. And nowadays that is very easy because of online classes, Zoom, etc. All the gurus practically come to your living room at home. So no problem. And so Adhyatma Jnana Nityatvam Tattvajnanartha Darshana. Artha here doesn't mean meaning. Artha means purpose. So these two are connected. Adhyatma Jnana Nityatvam, the Nitya Shravanam, etc., the daily following of Vedanta is connected to Tattva Jnanartha Darshanam. Artha means purpose. Purpose of what? Tattva Jnana. The purpose of knowing the truth of myself. What is the purpose of knowing the truth of myself? Moksha, freedom from sorrow, freedom from pain, freedom from all kinds of things. Tattva Jnanartha Darshana. And so I have to keep moksha in view, and then other things fall in place. Shravanam takes place. Why? Because moksha is in view. I prioritize Shravanam. I prioritize having some quality alone time with myself. I prioritize so many other things which have been talked about here. These 20 qualities. And if you count, there will be 20. Let us just count since we have reached this. So, Amanitvam, 1, Adambhitvam, 2, Ahimsa, Shanti, Arjavam, 5, and then Acharyopasanam, 6, Shaucham, Sthiryam, Atma Vinigraha, 8, 9, yeah, 9, Indriyartheshu Vairagyam, 10, Anahankaraha, and then 11, Janmamrit Adi Dukhadoshadi Darshanam, 12. Asaktihi Anabhishvangaha Putradarugrihadishu, 14. Nityam cha Samachittattvam Ishtanishtopapatishu, 15. Mai cha Ananya Yogena Avyabhicharini Bhaktihi, 16. And then Vivikta Desha Sevitvam, 17. Aratihi Janasamsadi, 18. Adhyatma Jnana Nityatvam, 19. Tattva Jnanartha Darshanam, 20. So these are the 20 attitudes and values called jnanam, jnayate anena, by which something is known, and that something is tattva, truth of myself. And etad jnanam iti proktam, this is what I consider jnanam, the Lord says. Ajnanam yat yathonyatha, anyatha, what is there? Opposite of that is ajnanam. So what is ajnanam? Meaning that which doesn't lead to the knowledge of the self, doesn't prepare one for the knowledge of the self. Ajnanam means what? Manita, dambhita. That's how we have to. Tad yatho, anyatha. Anyatha means opposite here, not other, opposite. So manita, dambhita, ahankara and himsa, all this is what? Ajnanam. This is what it is. So then one topic has been covered. What is that topic? Jnana. And then the next topic from verses 13, 12. Yeah, 12 we finished, no? You have a question or not in the beginning? That's why I told you. If you don't have a question, it is 12. If we have Arjuna's question, then it becomes 13. 13 to 18, or whatever I said earlier, let me look. 13 to 18, according to our calculations, those of us who have this question, where are we? Yeah, 13 to 18, 18 or 19? Iti kshetram tatha jnanam jneyam chokta samadhi. Yeah, 13 to 19. What's the problem? Any other problem? Okay. Yeah, 13 to 19, the next topic is going to be taken up. What is that? Jneyam. Jneyam means what? We already conflated it with other things. Jneyam is one with kshetrajna and purusha. Purusha, kshetrajna, jneyam, one thing. What is that? Bhagavan, Ishvara, Brahman. Okay, so this is what he says. Let us chant the first verse. Jneyam yattat pravakshyami. Jneyam yattat pravakshyami. Yajñātvāmritam ashnute. Yajñātvāmritam ashnute. Anādimat param brahma. Anādimat param brahma. Sattanna sadujyate. Sattanna sadujyate. Yat tat jneyam, meaning it's a very, what should I say, it's a chapter that neatly follows the topics. Very orderly chapter. Unlike many other chapters where the topics are all over. So very neat summary we can give. So here he says, jneyam yat, that which is to be known by what? By who? By everybody. The only thing that is to be known, yat tat pravakshyami, I am going to tell you. And then what is it that I am going to tell you? Why am I going to tell you? What is the purpose? Why should I know this? Yajñātvā amritam ashnute. See? Amritam? Okay. Amritam ashnute. So, yajñātvā amritam ashnute. Jnātvā plus amritam. A plus a. So, yajñātvā, knowing which, what? Amritam is gained. Freedom from the sense of mortality. Freedom from mortality cannot be gained as long as there is this body. Okay? And neither does it behoove us to say that I should be free of this body in order to enjoy moksha. That also doesn't make sense. So therefore what is this Amritatvam? Freedom from the notion I am a mortal. That is Amritatvam. Because Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityuhu dhruvam janma mritasya cha tasmad apariharyerthe natvam shochitum arhasi. Shvetashvatara Upanishad, correct? No. Second chapter of this very text. So, what is that? So, he says, Jatasya, for that which is born, mrityuhu dhruvam. Death is certain. Why? Because birth is certain. And birth means the first of the 6 modifications is already in play, is starting to roll. And it follows its logical end. It is certain. For that which is born, death is certain. For that which is dead, rebirth is certain. So then there is nothing to grieve because you don't die, Arjuna. What dies? Body dies. Body, mind, sense complex dies. So freedom from mortality is what is understood. Freedom from the mortality is to be understood as freedom from the notion that I am a mortal. That is moksha. I am not subject to death. Let the body come, let the body go. We are not even afraid of rebirth. What is there? If I have to be born again, let's be born again. We are not worried about it. We are just worried about this life and gaining the knowledge in this life. That's what it is. Because next life I don't have a say. This life is the only thing I have a say over, and I have to lead it as responsibly as possible. And then I have to know that because of which knowledge I gain the freedom from this body, mind, sense complex as identified as I. When that freedom is gained, freedom from mortality is gained because I no longer am a mortal. This is what the thing is. So, Jneyam yattat pravakshyami. Immediately the prayojanam is told. Yajñātva amritam ashnute. Okay. Now I am all ears. Tell me what it is. Anadimat param brahma. Anadimat param. Anadi means what? No beginning. Actually the mat is not needed. Anadi is enough. But the mat is put because of to fill the meter. It is to pada puraka. Adi Shankaracharya explains, it is to fill the meter. Anadimat param brahma. Then all the 8 syllables are there. Otherwise anadi param brahma, one is missing. So this mat is to pada puraka, to fill the meter. Anadimat param brahma. And what is this to be known? Param brahma. What is param brahma? Satchidananda lakshanam param brahma. And what is this Brahman? Tat na sat na asat uchyate. Ayyo. What is neither sat nor asat? Mithya. Definition of mithya is what? Mithya has 2 definitions. One is adhishthana ananyat, never separate from sat. First definition. Second definition is what? Na sat na asat. Sat asat bhyam anirvachya. Ayyo, Brahman has become what? Mithya. Obviously not. We have to look for another explanation of the words sat and asat. You have to be careful. Things like jnanam, vidya, and everything has different meanings. Sat and asat also. Here, asat means cause. How strange. Asat means cause. Why does asat mean cause? I'll tell you. Because The cause is not visible and not objectifiable. That's why Asat is called cause. Tileshu tailam dadhiniva sarpihi. Sarpihi doesn't mean snake here. Sarpihi means sarpish. What is that? Buttermilk. So like the oil is hidden in the small seed, sesame seed. Oil is a potential. Hidden. It's not available until you actually press it. If you press one sesame seed, you won't even get half a drop of oil. Just a tiny bit of oil. And then dadhini iva sarpihi. Sarpihi is, what is that? Butter. So, not buttermilk, butter. So, dadhini means buttermilk. In the buttermilk, that's why it's called buttermilk. In the buttermilk, the butter is what? Hidden. A little manthanam is required. And the women take this churning rope or the rod, and then you go like this, and then it comes out slowly. Where was it? Comes out means where does it come out from? It was already there, hidden. So the cause is there, but it is hidden. It is called asat. Only in this context. Okay, nowhere else. And the effect is what? Effect is obvious. That's why it is called sat. Objectifiable, available for the sense organs to perceive and objectify. So the cause here is not the butter. The cause is the buttermilk, which potentially has the butter. So you don't see the buttermilk at all. The effect, the buttermilk, comes out, and then you see this. And effect butter comes out, you see that. And so sat and asat here, specific technical meanings. Cause, which is described in the 15th chapter as that which is beyond objectification, like the roots of the banyan tree. Same thing we will study in the Kathopanishad also. Urdhvamulaha avakshakha ashvattaha prahu sanatanam. Sanatanaha tadeva brahma tadeva shukram tad brahma tadevamritam ashnuta uchyate tasmin shritaha lokaha sarve tadu nateti kaschana etad vaitat. We will be seeing that. That's the next mantra. So, same thing. The upside down tree. Why is the tree upside down? The tree is upside down because the roots are beyond view. They cannot be objectified. The root is what? Brahman. That's why it is upside down. And the leaves, etc. Avak means downward flowing, shakha. The branches, trees, etc. Objectifiable. That's what it is. And then so, this is the meaning of sat and asat. So, what is Brahman? Is it sat or asat? Na sat, na asat. Neither cause nor effect. So, from 13th to 19th verse, we are having a pedagogical tool, an example of the pedagogical tool called Adhyaropa Apavada. There is a verse somewhere, Adhyaropa Apavadabhyam Nishprapancham Prapanchyate. Adhyaropa means a superimposition. And then Apavada means bye-bye to the superimposition, the negation. So first you superimpose upon the causeless Brahman the status of the causality of the universe. Why do I do that? Don't I have any other work? Well, I do that because I want to understand the root of this Jagat. The root of this Jagat is Brahman, and if Jagat is Brahman, then there has to be a cause, and that cause has to be understood. So therefore, what have I done? I have attributed a causality to Brahman because I have, this Jagat is real to me or has a certain reality for me. And so I have attributed a causality. If this Brahman, if this causality is intrinsic to Brahman, then that means what? Brahman will always be cause, 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 cause. That means what? There will be no pralaya. There will be no pralaya, and then there will be no sleep also. Sleep is also a form of pralaya. There will be no experience of sleep. There will be no cessation of this causality. And if there is no cessation of this causality, there is no moksha. Because I can never become the cause. Why? I am because. I am not the cause. This body, because of Brahman. This mind, because of Brahman. These senses, because of Brahman. And if Brahman is stuck with the cause, then anirmoksha prasanga. Tata moksha. That's all. No moksha possible. Shastrasya nirarthakam. The Shastra becomes useless. No more 6-month course. Why study? Because what's the point? No point at all. And so therefore, this cause which is imbued, which is as though superimposed, we cannot even say superimposed, as though superimposed upon this Brahman and given the title of Ishvara, is cognitively removed, and then what do you see? Satchidanandam Brahma. And then even the same thing on the Jiva's side we have to do. Cognitively the body, mind, sense complex are discounted in this understanding, and what is the truth of the Jiva? Satchidananda. This Satchidananda and that Satchidananda are not two Satchidanandas. How many Satchidanandas? Only Satchidananda. And so therefore the causality is put only from a certain standpoint. It is as though superimposed upon Brahman, and then after that it is removed. When the understanding is done, it is removed. It's like when the child is learning how to ride a bicycle, the parents will put some extra wheels to balance. Once the balance comes, the wheels are removed. You don't need the wheels anymore, because you know how to drive on the road. You know how to balance. So in the beginning, the understanding is very basic. Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara, there is a trifold difference. I am separate from Jagat, I am separate from Ishvara, I am separate from other Jivas, Jagat is separate from Ishvara. All these problems are there. Therefore we say Jagat Karanam Brahma. This whole Jagat has come from Brahman, and in fact Brahman has as though entered into this entire Jagat, and Jagat is non-separate from Brahman. All this we say. Then we take away all those frills. We take away the frills, the model of karma, the model of cause, effect, all these things. What is the truth of Brahman? Neither cause nor effect. What is the truth of I? Neither cause nor effect. So this second line, when it says nasat tat na asat uchyate, nasattan na sat sad uchyate, when we say that, we are removing, this is called apavada, removing the carpet from under this whole causality argument. First you set it up, then you dismantle it. All our pujas are like that. We set it up and then we dismantle. Visarjanam. So we have done Visarjanam to this cause-effect model here. It's a model. It's a model. From one point of view, the cause-effect is valid. But this is not a point of view. This is the view. The view is what? It is free of cause. It is free of effect. Even the Buddhists, they do this. They draw this elaborate mandala. This is 10-15 monks. They will all colored rangolis, everything. It's just a work of art. Then they sit and meditate on the mandala for world peace, etc. Then we have these little things. What is that? Dustpans and little brooms. They will sweep it up. Without any care that they have spent so much time and let it be there for a few days. No, it's done. The purpose is finished. Sweep it up. So here also we are sweeping up this big mandala, Jagat, Karanam, and this Brahman, Ishvara sitting there, all the jivas crying, Trahimam, Pahimam, and all these things. We are sweeping it all up, because the truth is there is no cause, there is no effect. That Brahman is free of causality, free of effect. More we'll see after the weekend. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Bharat